my stream.
I've got a bunch of.
This one isn't porn, Mark.
It's in other people.
We also have more in the other.
This isn't porn, I promise.
I made it there by accident.
What the fuck is in his mouth?
I'm gonna say something.
It's a pill.
Take the pilot
Trying to make him take a
tomorrow.
pill.
Oh, we're trying to massage it down.
Yes.
And he's just laughing. Oh.
Is it a dog?
Yeah, here, I'll send it to you.
I had to do that to my dog for his heartworm medicine. He usually eats it by himself, but
I'm really glad I didn't send you the one just below that.
no. Okay. All right, so
Because I just double clicked on one of the MP4s in my downloads.
Yeah, I need some-
I didn't even double check it. I was just like, it's this one.
It's still going up actually.
You sent him porn?
No.
no, he's not sending me porn. Okay.
And that's how full they banned on Twitch.
Yeah, right. I don't have any viewers. It's fine. So let's look at my combat action.
I put another 30 in. That should bring him back up.
What percentage is he at?
He's at 1688.
Is the priest still on here?
18%.
No. Okay.
Oh,
Kaylin, Steve, and no
62.
Tath.
That should be fine.
Okay,
We
so
got it all the way
to recap, when do you guys recap?
Taking forever. Maybe I should throw it.
Wow. So, we got on a train to escort some cheese. And we have to go to a place so we can walk to the place to escort the cheese to the place. And we got on the train,
Grab the eggs before
and
that way.
it kind of, it caught me a little suspicious when I saw a hobgoblin. I'm sorry, I saw a bugbear getting on the train earlier. I was a little weird. And then there's a goblin in our car carrying a short sword, being real shifty about it. Panicked about something. It's not really good. We heard some footsteps on the roof of the car, so we told the attendant, "Hey, we heard something."
To my brown turf.
Oh, before we opened the door at first,
You need to keep
so we'd see if we could see anything. And then the attendant was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Yeah, we heard footsteps up top." And
We
then
need Brontos too.
we told him that the door to the cargo was open. And he was like, "Oh, okay, I'll go look." And then he didn't come back. So I went to find somebody else. And then goblins. And then they attacked the goblins. And then, oh no, the goblins ran away. Then told the other goblins that we attacked them.
Like 35,
And then
I think I need 30.
Found a priest and a paladin of the Silver Flame. Paladin was like, rada rada, rada rada, goblins. The priest was like, oh no, poor scorned creatures, allow me to help you.
Only
Tath and Kaelin went one way, I went the other to try and get that guy that I thought might be dead, but he wasn't dead. Then the priest eventually came with me, and the priest was like talking to the goblin, and then the goblin was like, yeah, we just want you to come back so the church will, pay restitution for the terrible acts, or the atrocities committed against our species. And then the priest was like, yeah, sure, that sounds cool. And then the paladin and I look at each other and we're like, what the fuck? Then we look back at the priest and we're like, what? And then he nods and says it again, and then we look at each other again, we're like, what the fuck? And then we go and do that, except there's a hobgoblin who killed a bunch of people because Kaelin and Tath were aggressive, and then you didn't have to be like this, end quote. And then I was like, hey, I'm gonna make sure the priest doesn't get thrown off the coupling as we make this exchange. Spoiler alert, I didn't. And then Tath jumped off.
Very, very out of character, it seems, and unexpected.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he'd asked, should I go get him? And I was like, yes. And then he did.
Thing literal.
No, he didn't think it through, did he?
We don't know.
We'll find out.
Next week.
We'll find out eventually what came,
No, we won't.
came of Tath.
He is lost to
Tath
the
Parish?
ages.
Find out next week on Tath Parish.
On what happens when you jump off a moving train, featuring a blender.
All right, so I'm gonna assume that combat is happening.
Oh no, I'm just holding him and I'm holding him.
The hobgoblin that was wearing bulky clothing revealed himself to be wearing the
Chitinous armor.
chitinous plates that seem bonded to his flesh, with several tendril-like appendages flowing out of it.
That's great.
So I'm actually going to change this. There we go. So in order to do this, we're just going to roll new initiative, and we'll start from there. So all of the NPCs have just rolled new initiatives.
Does that mean that you want us to roll
I want
initiatives?
you two to roll new initiatives, and we will continue where we
17.
left off from there. Alright, so, and I believe that names were announced, revealed. So,
Yeah. He is grappled currently, by the way.
yes, he is grappled. He is grappled by Steve.
Me.
Okay, so what is this? Well, it doesn't have an ally anymore. So this guy, looking top of the initiative is the hobgoblin that is grappling Steve.
Okay. Let me just.
Which means his speed is 0.
Yep.
Which means he is going to break the grapple, I suppose.
Okay.
So he's going to make an athletics check.
Alright, I am still raging. It's a 22.
And he so the hobgoblin like kind of brings his hands up to try to push you off, and some of the tendrils uncoil themselves and try to assist him, but Steve is gripping
Okay.
tightly,
I'm not gonna worry about the rest of it.
preventing his movement.
Grab
That's it. That's his action.
Are we gonna need warm clothes?
So it's Steve's turn.
Okay. Alright. I'm gonna look
I'm wearing.
over at the goblin,
Wait.
the nice goblin.
Put on the.
I don't know if their names were said out loud, but I speak Goblin. I'm hearing them, so I'm gonna say, do I know her name is Rovash at this point?
Yes, because one of them, yeah, you heard them talking. That was something that they were saying.
Okay. All right. And did the paladin ever introduce herself formally or no?
I think so. I'm pretty sure that the priest introduced the two of you, or introduced the two of them.
The two of them. Okay. All right. So one. We're gonna look at the goblin. I'm gonna say, Rovash, help me deal with this, and then we can talk. Then I'm gonna look at the paladin, and I'm like, okay, we can attack this one.
Rovash nods. There is a look of shock and of disgust
Okay.
on all of the goblins and hobgoblins in the bugbear's face, looking at this one in his armor.
How
Yep.
much food do you have?
They are clearly shaken by the revelation.
24.
Yep. Then I'm gonna look at the paladin, and I'm gonna say, okay, we can cut this one down. Then I'm gonna bonus action pin.
Okay.
Or I'm gonna action pin.
Action pin. Got it.
Yep.
Are you going to move at all, or are you going to pin in place?
I'm gonna pin him in place.
Okay, he's going to pin in place. So, God, I just need to double check because action to pin. Okay, make another grapple check. Is succeed. Okay, so
Ready?
14 for me.
11 for him.
They're
So
following your birth rate.
you
about to be.
you pin Boru the hobgoblin in place. He is restrained,
This is crazy.
which is probably bad news for him.
He's really pretty.
And as I do this, I look at the paladin. Now's your chance.
It's like a flock of birds.
Alrighty.
Hey, Dad.
Oh, and I look over at Kaylin. Oh yeah, you too.
What?
Take a peek.
Yeah, that's great.
Can I move to right below him?
It's crashed.
You're gonna do what?
Can I move to right below him?
Here?
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
And I'll try to pop him.
Your attacks are at advantage because
Sweet.
he's restrained.
At least they're all following Island. See, Island moved.
Wow. Just wow.
As you send out your strikes, the tendrils acting of seemingly of their own volition kind of move to intercept your blows.
I will, but I didn't do a picture of this.
The blade does not penetrate vulnerable flesh.
Okay, I'll try hitting him with the other side. 2 more 5s incoming.
Oh, nice.
Slightly better.
Slightly, just slightly.
Almost double.
Yeah. That is awesome.
All right, so you deliver what seems like a very good strike with the other end of your scimitar. As the blade pierces the flesh, the armor itself seems to fill in the
Need to
wound
have them all set on neutral.
and knit the hobgoblin's flesh beneath it.
Oh, they are.
He's taken damage, but the armor is fortifying him.
Fun. Well, that's my
Are you in
turn.
the air?
Huh?
Are you in the air, or have you?
I don't know.
To you.
Okay.
I'll spawn in on the ground.
So that's your turn. Let's see, Hobgoblin 1. Let's see, what are these guys going to do? There's not a lot of room.
It's funny looking.
Yeah, there's really not a lot of room.
There's also caltrops in
There's
the way.
also caltrops in the way.
I'm attacking my back.
So the Hobgoblin's gonna go up to the caltrops and begin the process of moving them to the side. And that's gonna be his action.
Better than having them all piled.
Hobgoblin 2 is gonna come up and help him to accelerate.
You know,
So
if we set
their
them on
turn
neutral.
is spent sweeping the caltrops to the side. You will be able to recover them at the end of the combat. They're not like throwing them off the train. They're just kind of using their weapons to kind of sweep them off the floor against the crates to the south.
Hey, so since there's no wheels to this, did we hear like a when Tath jumped off?
There was no like squish because, well, for the reason you described, the lightning rail does not have wheels.
Yeah, no, I
Sorry.
mean like the sound of him hitting the ground. Was it a bad crumple?
Is there a crackle or a pop?
That sound would have been masked between the speed you're going, the wind, because you are exposed to the wind, and the arcing, thrumming, and rhythmic static sounds of the lightning rail itself.
That's fair. We're just gonna have. I'm gonna have to just look and hope he's okay.
Yeah, so the way I imagine it, it sounds like if you've ever had like a stun gun.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those arcing. Like,
Yeah,
like
I understand.
Yeah. All right. So that's Hobgoblin 2. They've cleared the way. All right, Paladin. Paladin's gonna move up. Paladin's gonna target the Hobgoblin, target Boru, and going to advantage. Going to attack.
Sometimes he does.
That's a hit.
Oh man.
Bro, oh god, it's raining eggs.
Yes.
Wow. Minimum damage.
Minimum damage. And then multi-attack. Multi-attack.
2, 6, 5.
We should add some more mods.
All right. Two
I really,
slashes against
shoulder mod.
2 strikes with her greatsword. Again, damage being done, but the armor knitting wounds as they appear,
The shoulder blot is
and
great,
reducing damage taken.
and so is the
Ravash's turn. She is going to.
it
I need
actually,
to remember
when
what
your
spell
character
she
pulls it
has.
out, the device out, it looks like a cell phone. And
Did I don't get it right?
yeah, exactly. And it tells you exactly where your dinosaur is.
I wanted to give me
Let me
coordinates.
look really quick
I can't remember. Does it?
at this spell
I can't remember.
to see what it does.
Is it anything like the figures that come?
No, it's way better. Only had to use it a couple times.
Okay, no, not gonna
Hard
use
to
that.
lose a lot, right?
She is going to cast Cure Wounds on
I'm sure we can do
the
it.
bugbear.
Ryland is huge. Ragnarok? Uh-oh.
Man, NPCs with spells are
I think
difficult.
they were next, I'm sure. Oh.
That is really cool looking.
Sorry. Alright, 3. So,
Minor.
1d8 plus
Oh,
3,
there we go.
6.
I'm grabbing some water.
Yep. No reason not to.
Alright, so some of his wounds close, and she is going to move back towards these guys to
Try
make
this
sure
again.
that the hobgoblin did not hurt them badly. Let's see. The goblins in the back, they kind of just position themselves
I think Ictyornis is following Star, trying to attack her.
because they don't want to open fire
Pardon me?
Oh, that's you.
since you guys are pretty much granting them
No,
cover.
I'm following behind to make sure you haven't locked them.
There we go. That's the position. No wait, that was no. That was right the first time.
Oh,
There we go.
that's what you wanted before.
The
Then I
bugbear
realized it was because you keep,
moves up
crashing.
to try to
Oh,
join the
there's that too.
fray. Oh god, this is difficult. He's. Does it make sense where he's at?
Yeah.
Alright, and he is going to
This looks really cool.
swing down with his
Probably not one of my smarter ideas.
with
but
his Morning Star.
the crazy formation. But it still looks cool.
Alright, so his first attack misses, and then he multi-attacks.
You had like 2 lines following you
And his multi-attack hits,
instead of a long single one.
Mm-hmm.
impacts the with a crunch and a squelch.
Do you see that weapon, Mark?
What?
Never mind.
Morningstar? Hey man,
It's
it's only slightly better than mine.
it's standard bugbear.
I know. That's huge.
Oh my god! I just looked at how much damage has been dealt to him. It's actually not very much.
No,
okay.
it's not.
So he
Only
is
hit him a couple times.
currently restrained. Let me
Uh-huh.
look at what restrained means again. I know it's.
White and blue
I think they have disadvantage on attacks.
I believe you're right. I believe their speed is 0,
45 though.
and they have disadvantage on attacks, and attacks against them
And
are
deck saves.
And deck saves. Yep. Okay. Well. This is inopportune. He's gonna go for it. He's gonna spend his turn to attack Steve at disadvantage.
Instead.
You want to put it near the
Step.
oil?
Rada rada.
Yeah,
All right, here we go.
yeah, that would be good.
Oof.
Close. Curse is strong.
Amazing. So he struggles wildly with his blade, all the while like cackling madly. The bloodlust and his crazed nature overtaking him. His eyes dart wildly as he swings, but Steve is able to duck and weave while maintaining his pin.
Star.
Yep.
It is Stev's turn.
Okay. We're gonna I'm gonna just turn myself a little bit. Can I position myself so I'm here now? It's like we're still in the same spot, but I'm not
Super hard.
dangling over the coupling.
Yeah, that's fine. I assumed you weren't dangling over the coupling.
Check out these.
I was totally dangling over the coupling, but now I'm not.
Oh wow,
And I'm just gonna say
that's really cool.
Yeah, he's gonna get eaten.
I'm gonna look at Rovash again. And I'm gonna say, in Goblin, I'm gonna say it's up to the paladin on whether or not this one dies. It's only fair.
As she turns from what she's doing with the train crew, and she replies back in Goblin that how would she word it? That Boru has lost his moot, is a traitor to his kind and an abomination, and if you don't kill him, then they will.
All right, sounds good. I'm gonna once again, Paladin. All right, yeah. He's all yours. I'm just gonna fucking headbutt him.
Give him a headbutt.
Yeah, just go. Poof.
Okay.
We're both restrained, right?
Yeah, you're both restrained. So the advantage and disadvantage cancel each other out.
Oh, okay. That's fair. Okay, yeah, it's just that's a 1. That's a 1 point of damage.
It's 1 point of damage.
Just
Well,
like
it's-
fucking
it's-
straight forehead to forehead.
It's technically 2 points of damage, but he has resistance to damage.
No, there's no dice mod. It's just a 1.
It's still a crit.
Hang on.
It's still a crit. I
You
know
go
there's
with
no
the
dice.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
I treat an unarmed attack not just as like 1 point of damage, but as 1d1.
Okay.
So it's 2d1 divided by
Alright.
2.
Yeah, just fucking like straight crack to the skull. Like we both just.
That's the best crit ever. Critical headbutt. So okay. So you crack him in the. He said your forehead to forehead.
Oh yeah.
What?
All right. His brow splits.
I told Cindy
And,
she didn't have a second one.
Hang on.
Oh. Then why do you need help?
People are yelling around behind me.
I can't get it out. I can't get it unstuck.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Okay. His brow splits, blood starts pouring down, and the armor, like the fleshy pink bits on the underside of the armor, kind of come up around the back of his head, and start filling in through his forehead. Kind of covering him up, and his mad cackling ceases, and his eyes go strained, and his mouth twists into a manic grin.
Great.
But that's your your epic headbutt.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Wait till I get multi-attack.
2 damage.
Headbutt.
Get the same thing over and over. As hard as that's my turn.
All right, it's Caleb's turn.
Still at advantage, right?
Yes, they are both still restrained until one of them releases.
Which is never.
Hey, it wasn't 2 times this time. I'm gonna bring up my other side.
Yep.
Busy.
Oh, that's not an advantage, but it hits anyway.
That's fine. Well, roll again in case it crits.
Sorry.
Nope.
It didn't. Okay. So yeah, that deals its marginal damage. The wounds are beginning to add up. They are starting
Amazing.
to. They're slowly overtaking the armor's ability to keep Boru alive. Are you moving at all? Or are you staying in place?
In here.
Okay. The hobgoblin one moves up here,
Alright,
and
try
let's
again.
see.
Well, can I get some ice?
They're not on passive anymore. all on neutral.
No, they're not.
All right. This hobgoblin brings up its longbow, and it steadies itself.
Are you busy?
I
damn
am.
it.
What do you want?
Can I get some ice?
No.
And
Not right now.
makes an attack against the hobgoblin,
Did you see her color?
and it misses.
Yeah.
They are very careful not to hit Steve. So unless they critically fail, there's no chance of that. Advantage. Wait. Yeah, attack rolls against. Yeah, not just melee attack rolls, all attack rolls.
Seriously?
Oh, jeez. Both their arrows kind of. I'll give it the. They're not used to they're firing their bows in these turbulent conditions.
Yeah.
They both miss.
Stop fucking with
They're
me,
not
Daryl.
they're not pleased.
Yes.
Their performance.
I forgot
Paladin
to put a couple to put
Paladin
3
crits.
small doorways in Star's inventory.
Jesus. Time to smite.
Multi attack.
They're in the crafting station.
Okay.
Or they
She's
should
the only one that's missing.
Yeah, well, NPC Paladin doesn't have smite. Alright, Ravash,
I know I put them in
satisfied with how everything is over here,
Okay.
runs forward 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And as bonus action, spell slot. Alright. Uses an ability, burns a spell slot. She's going to burn a. Let's see. She's going to burn a 3rd level slot, and allow
I need a wide doorway as
Torgun
well.
to make an attack.
When you say wide, you mean
The
2
double.
wide, right?
Yeah, the double doorway.
Alright, so Torgun hits, so that's 3rd level slot. So +5. Alright, the blow connects, and the hobgoblin's battered and bloodied, the armor struggling to seal its wounds, but failing. 4 goblins just continue to ready, and Torgun makes his attack. He brings his Morningstar down, crushes the caves the hobgoblin's head in, and it stops breathing and slumps
Did you
down.
guys?
No.
As it
I
slumps,
found my
the armor
diseases.
You're
kind
what?
of burrows itself further into him, and the body like in Steve's arms as he's pinning this hobgoblin,
Yes.
he can feel the armor kind of convulsing and pulsing as the body kind of jerks to the armor's the armor tending to it. The blood stops. The blood staunches, and the hobgoblin breathes in ragged breaths. It is not dead. It is stable, and it is at 0 hit points and stable. It is its turn, but it is unconscious. All right, so it is down. It is unconscious. It is not dead, and Steve is holding it.
All right.
The tendrils kind of flail around ineffectually.
All right. I'm gonna look at the paladin. And I'm gonna say, "He's all yours."
Okay.
I'm gonna just kind of drop the body. I'm gonna look at Torgun, and I'm gonna say, "Grab my hand." I'm gonna stick my hand out for him to grab it.
Okay. He'll reach out and take your hand.
I'm gonna try and grab the ladder and like lean as far over the side of the car as I can, using his big
okay.
hobgoblin, his big bugbear arms to give me more.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna look over and see if I can see Tath and see if Tath is moving.
Okay, so it's late. It's like the middle of the night, or well, it's like early morning, like 3 a.m. or something.
Yeah.
It has been what, 4 rounds, 3 rounds or 4 rounds since he jumped. So about about 30 seconds. You don't have dark vision, and you're moving at about 30 miles per hour. You do have observant. No, I'm still gonna say that you wouldn't be able to pick out a figure lying on the ground off in the distance in the middle of the night.
All right.
Also, the light and sparks coming off of the conductor stones interfering with your night vision.
Okay. All right. I'll climb back over, and I'll look. And then I guess that's my turn. Is I'll climb back over.
Okay.
Do you guys close the crafting station?
So Kaylin would be up.
I'll just try to step back over here if I can,
Okay.
like behind the paladin.
Okay.
This one?
The paladin is going to kind of step back as well, trying to drag the hobgoblin into the car itself, position herself like that, and then line her sword up across the hobgoblin's throat, preparing to stab. The goblin Rovash yells out for her to stop, and then runs up and kind of guides her blade down between two of the plates, kind of telling her to strike in a specific place. She drives her sword in, the body convulses, she twists, and it stops breathing. Unless you guys do anything, the goblin and the bugbear are going to begin the process of ripping this armor off of it.
We'll let them have their thing.
All right, they with disgusted looks on their face, they start tearing ripping the plates off of the hobgoblin's body, almost like a turtle shell, like tendons and flesh tearing away as they wrench these plates off of its torso. The two hobgoblins kind of move in, and they go over to this. Actually, no. There's stuff in the back. They go back towards the kitchen, getting
You fall off?
getting materials out of the galley.
Okay.
It looks like they're preparing to create a fire. They push some of the tables out of the way and start setting up a place on the metal floor of this car. One of them gets the crew members that are unconscious over here and sets them off in the corner where they'll be safe. The paladin kind of heads over between the cars to kind of do what Steve did and look over to the side, and then she goes and starts pushing past this group to head towards the front.
Can I follow her?
Yes, you can.
Let's see if she's gonna jump off.
Oh, okay. It does not appear like she's going to jump off.
I'll just keep following and see what she does.
She's heading intently towards the front of the train. Actually, as she does that, no, you know what? Rovash and Torgun are distracted, so that's fine. What is Steve gonna do?
I'm gonna look at Kaylin and say, I didn't see Tath.
Oh, we're gonna go look, I think. I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure he's fine.
Okay.
All right.
You know Tath, always doing crazy things.
All right. Let me get the next two cars set up really quick. Just a second.
I'm going to bring some air conditioners.
Fantasy Grounds is sluggish for me recently. Is it for you guys too?
I need to bring some spark powder.
Not
Also.
really.
I think these maps are too high res.
But
That might be it.
I'm gonna bring some air conditioners and stick them in these windows.
All right, let me
Sounds like a
get this
good plan.
done.
Did I go too far?
Okay, there we go.
No,
So
I just didn't go far enough.
the car.
You think that I would,
See the. Look at
There's
the
another
flapping
storage
in the
car,
sink. It's a wave.
and then the engine.
flapping in sync. Okay.
The paladin makes her way
You
through
want me to-
and starts heading towards the engine. Is Kaylin
Okay.
continuing to
Just
follow?
Leave him in there. Leave him in his inventory.
Yep. I want to see what she's gonna do.
Okay, so the Rovash and Torgun are off doing their thing, tearing the
What?
plates off.
Shit.
The paladin and Kaylin start heading down towards the
Put them
towards
on.
the engine. She gets to the coupling, and starts heading
Just
into
drop
the
bed.
what is it called? Heading into the engine,
Yeah, I'm right here.
and let me read this really quick. Okay.
I hope you ate them.
All right. So, Kaylin
All my stuff.
and the paladin
for some reason.
both need to make dexterity saving throws. So I will make a
Oh,
dexterity
fun.
saving throw really quick.
I'll be back.
You're gonna put a double door back here?
No.
No.
Just a single.
And the DC is, let me see, 3, 11.
24.
11 plus 3,
There are eggs
14.
everywhere.
So 14.
Oh, that's right. She placed wards.
I'm gonna paint later.
You got a 24? Okay.
But other than that,
So,
Alright, well, let's put star into.
um,
Oh, were you doing something?
so Kaylin
Pulling stuff
saves.
out of inventory.
The paladin
There you
does
go.
not.
I'm gonna stick her in here, right?
yeah.
Let's see. On a failed save. Oh god.
It's not a.
Alright, so Kaylin takes half of this.
It is, but it's not set to auto.
Okay, that's not
No.
bad. That's not bad at all. An explosion of electricity bursts out as she approaches the
Alright, let's get the hell outta here.
coupling
Hang on,
between
I
the
need to put
first
on
storage
my
car
bag.
and the engine
Already.
as a glyph of warding is triggered. She takes the full brunt of the damage while
Hopefully
Kaylin
it
takes
will-
half.
Nope.
She winces,
Where are
curses, and continues on.
I am right
Goes
behind
to
you.
the engine.
I see you. Alright, let's go.
I need to write something down.
Hey, the goblin said wards, so
I'm gonna head over here.
Be careful.
I'm dying.
I'm gonna stand a little bit farther back.
Stay a little further back. She does not respond to your
Okay.
to your pithy comments,
Alright, which way
and
did you
begins looking around to try to figure out a way to stop the
Try to
train.
get some warmer.
go? Right.
So in this room there is a terminal, like a place where somebody is clearly supposed to stand, with a dais and a sort of pedestal, kind of almost like a lectern in front of it, with a pair of like hand grips on the
Where do you
top.
wanna go?
The
Here.
paladin
I
kind
just
of
wanted to get warm.
like grabs
Okay.
them, but they don't move at all. They're just, you just hold on to them. She does not seem to know how to actually control the train. So heading back to Steve and the
How
goblins.
about one somewhere around here?
The hobgoblins
I don't know if Waylon's here or not.
start their fire. Rovash and Torgrun start ripping the plates off
Okay.
and throwing them into the
The
fire.
other place is actually that way.
Mm-hmm.
You there, Waylon? He left. Oh no.
Yeah, he said he'd be right back.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll wait for him then. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy.
Is that your crystal spire?
Yeah.
So how are
You want one
things?
like
Oh, you know.
that one, right next to it.
Their things.
Yep.
No, it's not that flat. It's got a bunch of rocks.
Same things every day.
Smoke weed every day.
Came back, sir.
Welcome back.
If only.
All right, so
Right there, never mind.
the
Yeah, pretty-
hobgoblins have started a
I was
fire.
thinking on this
Torgrin and
one,
Rovosh continue
not. These rocks are
continue
pretty
ripping
cool.
plates off and throwing them into the fire, burning them, as well as like stripping away any
you can
remnants.
always do it, like, on the-
So, what was that?
Torgrin kind of, while he's working, spits, and he says,
over here.
he says in Goblin, this is one of the relics of the Dalekare.
Oh,
Rovosh kind of continues her grisly work and explains that her people were part of an empire that spanned the entire continent,
I know that
and that
part.
and that these creatures came and engaged in a war that set it on the spiral to ruin.
Huh. Well, that's just kind of purse my lips. We should ask one of these. I'm gonna wake one of the attendants up.
Oh, right here.
Okay.
Hey, how do we stop the train?
These rocks.
The attendant kind of wakes up blearily, tries to move around, but is still tied up. Looks at you.
Yeah.
"What-
Hold on.
what?"
And how do we stop the train?
The train.
Damn.
The conductor. You need the conductor.
Where's the conductor at?
He kind of looks around and he kind
Oh,
of
there's bugs.
leans over and sees somebody in the other car. And he kind of nods towards one of the ones the goblins are watching. Among the crew there is one that is dressed in more casual clothing, as though they're not meant to be facing the customers.
Gotcha. I'm gonna say, all right. Well, you're gonna be okay. I'm just gonna leave you here. Don't try and make anything awkward. I'll go over to that guy, and wake him up.
All right, let me just look up. Okay, yeah. So he's a human, and as you shake him awake, you can see along one of his forearms the evidence of a dragon mark, and he kind of comes to blearily, looks around. What and he basically says like, "Oh, whoa, what's going on?"
Yeah. So somebody tried to. Doesn't matter. I need to stop the train.
He kind of looks around at the goblins, looks at everybody tied up, and he looks
Yep.
at you, holding
It's
hovering over him.
it's a
And
long story.
He kind of nods like, "Oh, okay." He kind of like shifts his shoulders around, looking at his bonds. Says,
Yeah, I got you. I'll pull him up onto his feet,
He,
and while
lifts
we're
up.
walking, I'll get him open.
All right.
I
Yeah.
definitely want to.
He kind of pulls his arms away, kind of rubs his wrists and shoulders as he makes his way towards the front of the train, front of the rail. As you guys leave, Rovosh kind of stops her work and turns and calls for you guys to wait.
What just happened?
Raptor?
I look at her.
A raptor.
Why?
But why did it run off the?
Don't go into the
Why did it run
front
away?
train car.
Chase you off the
Before you
edge?
do, before you pass into the
Chasing
train
you off
car,
the edge?
you need to say,
No, it was running from me. Weird.
oh God, what is the
And
word?
yes, it went right off the edge.
Sorry.
No explodey, please around me.
It's in Goblin, so it's probably like Ting Tang Walla Walla Bang Bang.
No, it's a Dakani.
I
Dakani.
need the daylight to come because I can't see.
Okay.
So the conductor and Steve head toward the front. There is as you get towards the front of the storage car, there's a slight metallic scent. And the paladin and Kalen are in the front car already.
Oh, that's what you guys want to do.
The conductor, passes through, had overheard,
More food.
and says to Connie as he passes through, although the spell has already triggered.
Same.
The conductor goes up, kind of, asks the paladin to step aside. He reaches in and grabs both of the rails, and his Dragonmark glows faintly as he doesn't pull anything, he doesn't move, he just kind of stands there holding the controls, and he starts to speak very softly, kind of, okay, calm down, and the rhythmic sparks start to slow as the train, the rail slowly I guess grinding is the best word, but starts slowing down and moving to a halt. As the train slows, and before it stopped, the paladin runs back, jumps off, and starts running off behind. So
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
She's running off.
Hey, Kalen, you want to go look for him?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right. You have the whole see in the dark thing.
Mm-hmm. I'll start following her again.
Okay, so Kalen, continue to follow the paladin.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at the conductor. Yeah. So
He kind of shakes his head and he just says, "Oh, it's crazy. Just standing here doing my thing, and these goblins come in, and the next thing I know, you're waking me up in the middle of the hold."
Yeah, I just want you to remember that
Down here,
what do we said on our group name?
The Convergers, I think you wanted to call them.
All right. So I mean, when you make your report about the train nearly being hijacked, I want you to just emphasize the Convergers, an up-and-coming adventurer group, managed to defuse the situation. I just kind of like nod at him with a little bit of a smile.
He kind of looks at you and turns back to the controls. And he kind of says, "Yeah, okay." He kind of mutters, "Convergers."
Yeah. Wasn't my idea. I turn around, kind of just like I just gotta leave.
All right, so he's doing that. By the time you get back, the goblins have got all of the plates and tendrils into the fire, and they're in the process of carving the hobgoblin's body, like cutting like along the joints to like segment his body.
Yep.
And they start throwing his corpse into the fire as well.
All right.
The smell is becoming horrid.
Okay.
And they all kind of cover their faces. The goblins in the back are in the process of untying the sleeping crewmen. They're not waking them up. They're just kind of releasing their bonds and coiling the rope and setting it to the side. And gathering together. One of them appears kind of like engaged in a conversation with an unseen participant. Kind of hand to the temple, mouthing words. So what are you doing?
I'm gonna look at Rovash and you guys might want to get out of here before people come to
She turns to you and kind of shakes her head. She kind of gesture, like makes a head gesture towards the bugbear And the bugbear kind of closes his eyes and nods.
It's the
The hobgoblins finished with their, building and stoking the fire, kind of chime up, and in Goblin they shout commands to the other goblins, and they all,
Oops.
they all move over to the coupling,
Hmm?
turn back to Ravash and Torgan, nod, and the goblins start jumping off the train, and
Okay.
and heading off into the woods.
All right. So Torgan and Rovash are staying behind.
Torgosh and Ravash, yes, they're staying behind.
Okay. So I'm gonna make sure that when it comes down to it, it's very clear that that Boru is the one who killed the guards. So if you do end up getting tried, it won't be as severe because you didn't kill anybody.
She kind of mumbles a thank you.
This is all in Goblin.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna leave initiative, and I'm gonna start clearing the combat tracker.
Wow.
What?
I just adjusted the air intake on my vape,
Oh.
and I got a lot more vapor than I got air that time.
We need to turn this into
Let's see. So
a vacation home.
eventually, the crew is roused. The goblins, all of the goblins except for Rovash and Torgun, kind of take off into the woods. Rovash and Torgun kind of sit themselves in the, well, like that table, whatever. Sit themselves in the service car, watching over the burning body. The crew goes through to reassure customers, check through various do various service checks, make sure there's no damage. One of them finds in one of the storage cars there were several crates that were opened. Rovash explains that some of them were where some of the goblins were hiding, as well as certain material components that they needed
so it doesn't
for
require electricity.
the glyph of warding and all of the sleeps the sleep spells that were cast, a lot of scrolls, etc. The sleeping cabins are all broken open, the welds removed, train is fixed up, and the crew kind of reassure everybody that the train will be moving again shortly, that they apologize for the delay, and that they will arrive at their destination with
Okay.
not too much delay.
So I'm gonna paint really
Let's see. So it was probably
It'll help us spot
a
it.
total of maybe 2 or 3 minutes. So let me see something real quick. Let's see, speed.
That is not what I wanted to do.
How
Can you
many
set?
birds can you get in there?
I don't know, all of them. Can you set the door to not automatic?
Alright, so 2.
Okay.
Alright, we'll say that it was about the train will have stopped about 2.5 miles from where Tath and the priest where Tath jumped off and the priest was pushed.
Yep.
So that would take Kalen and the Paladin quite some time. Is Steve gonna just wait on the train?
I mean, that was the original plan.
Okay. So the area around the rail is fairly clear of vegetation. The conductor stones are aligned in their neat pattern. The vegetation around it has been relatively cleared, both from the passing of the trains as well as just to keep it clear. So it's not overly covered. Eventually, after about two and a half-ish miles, you come across Tath's body. Let's see. Let me look at Tath's character really quick. Tath's character has
Nothing, I'm still painting. Can you go
33 hit
rename
points.
the bed to Pit of Hair?
You know, we'll go with it. He and the priest are both unconscious at 0 hit points.
Rename all of the beds after the bird that's
Injured,
there.
wounded, but both of them are alive. The paladin uses its lay on hands to kind of knit wounds, restore flesh and vigor on both of them, and the two of you start the process of carrying them back to the train. So anything that Kaylin wants to do with Tath, the priest, and the paladin before getting to the train.
Alright, that looks like it's about it.
Nah.
Nah.
Just see if they say anything first. The priest
Okay.
or the paladin priest.
So the paladin and the priest kind of the paladin starts to kind of admonish the priest, chide him for his recklessness.
No.
Uh,
Thought about that?
the priest kind of
The last just
in
one
very
in her inventory.
weakly,
So we'll go
you know, kind of
yeah,
weakly
she's
laughing
in her
and
inventory.
and responding. So I'm not going to go through like a whole conversation between the two.
What's that?
Over the course of the trip back to the
That's that
train,
location.
what you know from overhearing these two talk is that
Where would you like to go next? Where do you want to go next?
the priest had a conversation with the goblins. The priest found out that these goblins are from a
Why don't we go over
catch of Dakani goblins in the northern section of Breland, and that during the last war, while they were while they were going about their lives, a group of Silver Flame mercenaries came through and wiped out most of their clan. They were neutral and were doing nothing, but the Silver Flame came through, saw a bunch of goblins in this relatively fortified military encampment in the forests of northern Breland, and killed them all.
All the food.
And that these goblins were spurred on to
You mean down here?
demand that the Silver Flame acknowledge what they did and announce their crimes and pay restitution.
These are some very green.
Yeah, can't linger.
And that
What?
the priest was
I'm not. Oh, now I am.
the priest was swayed by the goblin story and wanted to do his best to make things right. That's their whole thing. So, Kaelin, Tath, priest and paladin, they make it back to the train. The paladin is very angry that all the goblins escaped. and kind of the paladin would begin like start trying to yell at Steve for letting them go, but the priest would stop her before she got too into it.
Disappeared right in front of you, didn't it?
I got
Ravash and Torgrin both surrender their weapons and say that they'll go quietly and explain everything to them. The train is reset,
Oh, that's a Rex. Okay.
and it'll continue on its journey. Tath will be out of it because he jumped off of a train.
Yeah.
So the rest of the trip to
I think it looks like a Rex, but it's kinda
the rest of
hairy.
the trip to oh god,
Don't get caught in their blast. So I recommend like on the ledge, between the
Why?
two,
Okay.
somewhere in here.
there it is. The rest of the trip to Sword Keep goes on uneventfully.
It's good.
It takes an additional, what do we say? You guys arrive
Oh my God,
morning
this is
of the
Doed.
6th.
Nope.
Oh, that's not a Doed. Okay.
Yeah, you guys arrive at the morning of the 6th.
What is it?
Everybody will have
It is
been
a
able to get
water?
a short
Oh,
rest.
Pegamatic. Don't explode me. It's a water bug, I think. Either that or hang on.
What?
Yeah, it's a
I
water
will
bug.
spend at least one hit dice.
As long as they're alive.
I'm good.
Go ahead. Oh, perfect.
That's all I needed.
Absolutely perfect.
But you have to. You want something like that with you when you're
Close these
in the
maps.
desert.
Remove these tokens.
Okay.
All right, so you guys arrive at Sword Keep.
Keeping an eye out for Gigas.
The priest and the paladin, they take Rovash and Torgrun. They get on a different train heading to Flame Keep in Thrain.
Okay.
They kind of the priest thanks the three of you, and unless you have any questions or comments for them, they're gonna head off on their way.
It's more like, hey, do you think the Order of the Silver Flame can put a good word in with me so I can, get a job at a place that isn't this? Like a letter of recommendation for valorous feats?
The paladin kind of claps you on your shoulder and says, and kind of goes, no.
You must boil meat.
And then she walks away. The
What
priest,
about me?
the priest kind of says, we appreciate your help, but the church hires within the order.
Okay.
Seeing the opportunity, he then continues. Although the light of the flame reaches all corners, and can always use torchbearers.
Yeah. I'll think about it.
Is there any stipulations to joining?
So this is just for you. Is this a question from Kaylin or is this a question from Mark?
From Kaylin.
Okay. So the priest kind of reaches into his vestments and pulls out two kind of fairly well put together pamphlets and hands them to three of them, and hands them to Taff, Kaylin, and Steve. It has an emblem of the silver flame on the cover, and is filled with all sorts of information on the how the Silver Flame works. Now, I'm not going to produce this document, but suffice to say, imagine the Catholic Church at the height of its power, and the rules and regulations governing how that organization works.
Mm-hmm.
He has just handed you three, basically a Cliff Notes version.
Yeah, I'm gonna nod politely, and I'm gonna put it into my jacket.
And what's your name in case you get like a referral bonus or something fun?
His name was, oh my god, Weiss, Brother Weiss.
I've
Hang
never
on,
seen a Jaraboa that it wasn't level 1.
he has a first name, but when I removed it from the thing, his name is Dalen Weiss, and the paladin's name is Beatrice Talindra.
Hold on, I gotta write that down.
I misspelled Weiss. It's W-E-I-S-S. Let me fix that right now.
Okay.
All right, and they say their goodbyes and head off with Rovash and Torgrin.
That's great.
After they leave, I want to turn to Steve. Do you think she'd get drinks with me if I signed up for the church?
No,
She just has such a
I don't think she'd get drinks with any of us.
she has such a strong presence, you know.
Yeah, she's got this aura to her.
And the way she swung that sword, wow.
Yep. Oh, are you talking about the goblet or the paladin?
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Which one are you talking about?
The paladin.
Oh yeah, totally.
Hey man, I don't judge. I'm not gonna judge you for your. I figured there was a reason you spoke Goblin, you know. Now we know.
I'm from the slums.
Hey, like I said, no judgment. Anyway, I'm gonna try to join the church to see if she'll get drinks with me. Could be fun.
I'm gonna look. Is there a clause about leaving? Can we just leave whenever we want? How does that work?
There's no clauses about leaving or entering. It's effectively the Catholic Church.
Yeah, I'm totally not interested. Like, you know, if that's something you want, if you want to pursue your faith, I'm not gonna tell you no. Even though fucking,
I mean, I'm not gonna
Steve,
pursue. I
even
want
though
to be
Captain
practicing.
America is actually like a devout fucking Catholic.
I'm not saying I'm gonna be practicing. I'm just saying if I have the
You're just
title.
gonna use it to try and get under her armor.
I mean, if you want to say it like that, yes.
Yeah, you want to get through that gleaming metal shell and get to know the person underneath it.
Have you
Yes.
What did you think I meant?
gone out over the
Something about goblins.
Oh, okay.
desert at all?
I've only skirted.
Oh god, what is this?
It's a
You're
manga.
not dressed for desert weather.
Where is it? Did you send it just to him?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
send it to you too. But as he was talking, it reminded me of it.
Oh Christ! Oh dear. I have to read this later.
We will clear the dungeon named the Realm. I wonder how much XP it's worth.
Oh, right. Oh, God, I'm going to have to calculate that. I'm so used to milestone.
Does Tath get suicide XP?
You know what? Yes. He
That
will
should be
get,
my XP.
like I mean it. No one's gonna get more experience than anybody else. But
Yeah.
Here's the thing: if Steve had done that, he would have gotten an inspiration hero point.
I was literally trying to.
Tath will not, because that's not actually his character.
Like I tried to, but the tendrils.
Yes, the 10.
It was just Tath's hero personality coming through. You know, one of the 50 that he.
Yeah, okay.
Here's the dog-hating personality.
The old lady hating personality.
A lot of them just hate people, but there's one in there that just wants to be here. Steve's really rubbed off
Alright,
on him.
let me see. Let's see. So
Go.
I have to remember
On
6.
my pen. Oh.
Okay. Here, I took my wife's
Name
pen.
is bed.
Yeah, I
Thank
need
you.
to change bed.
Sorry, I'm writing something down. Let's see
I'm
here.
gonna put Ashen.
Alright.
The majority of the crew was saved. There was only one. Let me see.
2 deaths.
There was
Okay, next.
2 deaths on the goblin side
Next.
and 2 deaths
No.
on the train side.
Which
That's
one?
not
Ethan
bad.
trade.
That's not bad at all. So we'll call that a CR.
Should have been
5.
3, but that guy couldn't dodge.
We need
Guy
something
couldn't dodge?
southwest.
No, the guy wouldn't die.
Which guy?
The bugbear in the trench coat. Oh no, no.
Oh yeah.
The one I
Yeah.
kept stabbing, but he wouldn't die.
Directly.
All right. All right.
We're gonna start heading into.
Is there like a 5e
Experience
experience calculator?
That's a good place.
Yeah, here, let me send it to you.
Okay, I don't have anything in the south of us.
Oh, Don John.
That one sucks.
Oh, does it?
So why don't we head south and see what we see?
Okay.
Oh God, yeah, it does.
Oh shit.
Is it 1600 XP? So how much we got?
At least there's a bed here.
No, if we had level 3, right?
But if you jumped off,
There was a
2.5.
on CR5 if you're using a CR5 encounter.
No. I'm not using a single CR5
Yeah,
encounter.
that's what I wasn't sure how you were doing it, but
All right, Boru. That was his CR. That's 2.
desert looks really cool.
It is really cool, and it's really cool to fun. It's interesting to follow the river.
And 6.
Okay, is that a Tech-Rex? Hold the phone, turn around.
I will turn this caravan around.
Oh,
Hobgoblins are 1/2.
it is not. It was a tech. Spiky thing.
Stego?
Hmm.
All right, we got
Stego, yeah.
1, 2,
This is like
3.
Carno
four,
Central.
Yep.
Uh,
A little worried because there's typically gigas
All right,
around,
calculate.
sometimes around here.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the places. This is
let's
this
see
is near where you
results.
found your giga and I found the purple one.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Jesus, there are birds.
1483 each.
wait, what?
What do you mean what?
That's a lot.
You're getting the experience for every goblin.
Okay.
Wait, 4283.
No,
one,
no.
one.
Oh, I don't know. What, yeah, that's why I was like,
83.
what? 1483. Okay,
1, 4,
makes more
3.
sense. I'm like, what? That sounds way too high.
There were You guys did not. So you didn't encounter any of the stuff that was in the back of the train, but it was de-escalated through cantrips between the goblins. The goblins that you did experience, there were
What?
3 hobgoblins.
Huh?
Hang on. Not counting the named
Oh, they
NPCs, there were 3
Beth.
hobgoblins, 6 goblins that were involved in the combat. There was 3 named NPCs, and then an additional CR NPC for doing it with so few casualties.
How many rats do we have to kill to get 73 XP? Or no, 72.
How many rats do you need to kill?
Yeah, just for 72 XP.
It what?
I don't know. I don't know
How many rats are on this train?
That's not okay. So when we
there
get to
will
that
not
place,
be any rats on this train.
so when we get to, okay. So when we get to Sword Keep, right? How many days? How much time do we have until they leave from Cragwar?
Okay, that was I'm gonna remove. Hang on a sec. There we go.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Where?
So you guys have.
70-50.
Let me see. I had this written down, but I lost it. Let me recalculate really quickly.
I'd be dead in like 20 minutes. 70, 50?
Yeah.
That's easy.
Also, wait, hold on. So, I thought didn't the caravan already leave Cragwar?
No, you guys are heading to meet it. You guys are heading to Cragwar to meet it there.
Okay.
It is as far as you're aware, it's still on its way.
To Cragwar.
Yeah, it's still on the way to Cragwar.
Okay.
All right.
From
so-
Flamekeep.
No. The caravan that you're trying to reach is not anywhere near Flamekeep. The paladin
Yeah,
and the
but
priest are.
where did
are
it
getting,
start?
It started. Well, it technically started in Korth,
Right.
and it followed the trail, the Orion trade routes west into Thrain. West into
Newsprint.
it probably wouldn't have gone to Flamekeep. It would have gone.
Would have gone south.
It would have gone south. It wouldn't have gone to the Moorland. I was assuming that I was going to go over towards Aundare, along the
Yeah, I'm just
route
confused,
towards
'cause I'm just-
Fairhaven, and then south.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the map and I'm just like, it went south of Flamekeep, and it's going up to Cragwar, and then back down to Road.
No. It never went to Flamekeep. All right, so I'm
Yeah,
gonna
no,
see
but
it.
and that's what I never said it did. It avoided Flamekeep. It went south along that road, right?
Castle up here.
From the Moorland
I agree.
into
It needs to be
Zalargo from the Moorland.
that and
What? No, God. no.
What?
Okay.
Where?
So,
I want to put it in.
All right.
Korth?
do you
I see it.
my-
Yeah,
Okay.
it went.
So it went
yeah, it went-
across, like not straight line, but when it crossed
Yeah.
to Aundare, and then it went down,
Okay.
and then it's going to continue.
Okay. I think I get it. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. It's gonna go here. So, is it waiting for us in Cragwar?
No, it's not waiting for you in Cragwar. It is still on its way to Cragwar. That's why I'm trying to do the calculation.
So we should just go to Swordkeep, go to Cragwar, and then head north along the road until we meet it.
You guys are in Swordkeep.
Yeah, that's what I mean, though. It's like, so we should. Do you want to cut across this forest? Do you want to follow the train track to like Fort Light?
We need a tanking that can't
Oh, man.
I should have grabbed one.
Okay.
That was actually what I was going to ask you guys. What do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to cut across, or do you want
There's
to
YouTube
do this thing?
not super close to you.
Out here?
I mean, I'd rather, if it's not even in Cragwar yet, we could go to Cragwar and see if we can pick up a job in the interim.
Like that peak where I was.
You know, make a little extra money while we wait for this.
I don't want to. Fuck.
You want me to go play with it?
Yeah, I've got a better idea.
I think Mark's pretty focused on joining that cult, though.
You just
All
wanna-
right, 16. There we go.
Oh, you're gonna eat it?
Sorry, Leo came upstairs.
Alright. That works.
Did you hear me?
Okay.
For a sec?
No, I didn't.
I'm sorry. What?
I said Mark is pretty focused on joining this cult.
Get there eventually. We just gotta get the cheese home safe.
I'm keeping an eye out.
Then we join the cult.
This way.
Get the cheese home safe and then join the cult. You guys are.
It's a simple string of events.
It makes perfect sense too.
Problems, arguments,
There's nothing unusual about it at all. Okay, so
scared.
gonna draw a line here. All right, and then I'm gonna. Oh my God, this map is so fucking big. God bless it. All right, so that's about 150 miles straight line distance if you were to cross through the forest. Although it'd probably be the same amount of time taken if you went around the forest. That's all up to you. You guys have, we'll say 2 weeks before the caravan arrives in Cragwar.
So you want to go into the
I'm
forest
sorry.
and look for
I'm
trouble?
sorry. I rescind that. You guys have 1 week before the caravan's supposed to arrive in Cragwar.
So we could look in Swordkeep and see if there's any merchants that need help escorting goods to Cragwar. That's a good way to make money and practice for our caravan escort.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Easy money, easy practice.
Mind if I-
All right.
And-
That's
Maybe free stuff.
oh, sure. So is there like a little bounty board here in Swordkeep or anything?
Damn.
Yes, but I'm not prepared for that.
Okay.
Let me get something out of my backpack really quick.
Gotcha. I love when we throw Forte for loops.
I did not remember to bring my.
Yeah, can I grab that canteen from you?
Yeah. I'm gonna be in.
All right, I'm back. Let me just flip through one of my books here.
Thanks, Aaron.
Mhm.
I'm good. Yeah, I should have grabbed one.
I didn't need to drink all that much because I grabbed some water from my jug book.
Right.
Which, if you see one,
You know what?
I would definitely
Okay.
recommend it. Providing it's not also surrounded by.
Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Roland. Let me look at these keeps in Breland really quick. No, that wouldn't make sense. And that would be way out of the way.
I'm getting really good at building your gaming pen.
Yes.
Well, I've never had to build one with an occupant in it already.
You're like, I don't like this.
Like, there's a bird in my way.
None of those really work for a quickie. So you guys want to do stuff in Sword Keep.
Looking for things that may or may not include us traveling to Cragwar, trying to make more efficient use of our time here.
Mm-hmm.
When we decide we want to who
All right, let me looks like let me bring up a generator for myself.
plan on disassembling any building. I'm gonna leave everything the way it is, but I want to build
Hey, Mark?
other.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think they make this in
My guess is we're gonna need to transport. Sorry, pay him in new.
Oh God, why?
Don't particularly want.
I want
Let's
to
get the panda one.
Huh?
I want to see. Is it pornography?
No.
Okay, good. Then let me
Whales
see
during
it.
the scaling.
Oh, scaly.
No.
Uh-huh.
Oh, fucking copy the wrong shit.
You send him porn?
No.
Was it almost porn?
Is that like a?
It's a onesie.
hoodie?
It's a dragon onesie. It was just
Oh my
like,
god.
because I want like a skeleton onesie, but I want a good one, and this one is there for some reason.
There's a purple trike over here.
Huh.
And that Uterus.
This one's from Hot Topic, but it looks like shit.
Plus, it found a friend in a Rex.
Like actually, like
That's
shit.
Not awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not really liking.
Oh, the Rex is dead.
There you go.
That
Okay.
trike got really.
I don't
mad.
want a panda one.
You need a panda one.
My mom wants a panda one.
That purple trike is now.
They have an Evangelion one.
Show
Wait,
me.
I want to see it. You gotta send
Here,
me
let- Oh my god.
Uh,
That's great.
just Dego the-
that. That's awesome.
You're all good then.
Yay.
$85. This is no. There's an entire website for this. Why am I not here?
Yeah. I don't
All right, I'm in
know.
the wrong spot.
Those
I need to go.
Cthulhu ones.
I need to be here. I want the Raven one.
Raven?
There's a Cthulhu one.
Yeah, just go to the their shop on their front page. There's so many good
Oh
ones.
my god, there's a Calico Cat one. That's adorable.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, there's a Mega Man.
Extra large Kigurumi.
I like how like all of them are girls and then you get to Mega Man. It's just an old Asian.
There's a skeleton one that doesn't look like shit.
Oh my god. I might need to get one of these and add it to my add it to my
When you get to pull.
yeah, like wear that along with my body pillow.
That's fucking great.
God.
They have travel Kigurumis.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Goober.
This is
Okay,
amazing.
this is the one it is.
This is amazing. Okay.
It's the one.
We broke it.
Oh my
That's
God.
great. Oh my god.
Oh, this is fantastic.
Talk about getting derailed.
Oh my god. Oh,
I hope the
karaoke.
train's not derailed.
No, the train's fine. It arrived. Cargo is being unloaded. It's-
Oh, there's a
it's
Danganronpa
fine.
one.
There's a bunch of thorny dragons up here.
Oh my god, this is fantastic.
There's a Stitch one.
There's one of those Toy Story toy
Oh,
aliens.
and a golem.
There's a Mogwai. There's a Gizmo.
Oh my god, this
Should I
is
be
great.
concerned?
Little bit. Little bit.
What are we concerned about? What the?
The golem.
How close is that?
Oh my god, yeah. I need to get one of these.
I want that
You
tabby
can
cam. I
use the
really
skill
want.
before it starts.
I kind of want that walrus one.
Turn this back into a rocket.
Oh man, you can't beat the octopus.
If I were gonna do this,
Okay.
I
Em,
think it would have to be either Mega
These
Man
rocks
or
right here.
or Eva.
Be careful of them. It is possible
That's fair.
They are
Why don't you get a diva Kigurumi?
yellow.
Is that a
Because they
thing?
don't have one.
Sulfur.
Yeah.
Probably. Let's go to Etsy.
Find it for me, Mark.
Oh god, it's so bad.
Yep. They are not.
And it's not available.
There's a sushi roll one.
So I typed Diva Kigurumi, and the top one of most of the top images are Diva as the character from that one anime
Oh god.
who wears the kigurumi and eats chips and drinks soda. The Himoto.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I'll be right back.
I just opened up the Google search and there's like people wearing bodysuits. It's frightening.
Well, can't have Diva without bodysuit.
Well, no, it's not the suit. It's that the suit has a face.
Oh god.
Ooh, that is
Like one of those creepy anime faces.
There's a Jolteon one from a different website.
got a really pretty yellow.
There's a Totoro one.
Alright,
Evangelion one's the best.
More birds to get.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, hang on.
There's a Chameleon one.
I'm flying back.
There's a Charmander one.
Stand back.
There's a Charmander one, guys.
Yeah, but my giant robot can beat up Charmander.
There are more golems around here.
There's a Spyro one.
Probably.
There it is.
I want to head to the Southwest
Yeah.
Islands.
Oh, I was right.
Oh, let's see.
It's a different site.
The
Oh,
second one. There's like a bunch of them up here. Well, I know where to get golems.
That's good.
oh
I
god.
don't know how to capture them yet. I
No,
know-
I was gonna say that. This is on the same website.
And then cut
What the fuck?
west.
Big fat head.
That's fine.
Alright.
Oh my god.
That's
What the-
fucking what? You should get that panda one, Mark. You should
Just the
stream and
alien.
then get that panda head.
I'm gonna get that.
Kill the alien one isn't really that big. It just looks like a crappy man.
I love the unicorn because you can see the guy's face so clearly in it.
I want this unicorn one, but it's small, and I'm extra large.
Right up here.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh my god.
It's also for women.
I can
Why
only
is
say
it all
they're
for
Halloween
women?
costumes
That's where the golems are.
because they get everything.
3 or 4 of
I guess there's a plusle.
them.
Oh my god. Did you look at the sushi cats?
Alright.
No.
Oh
Where?
my god, this is amazing. It's on the
It's on
sidebar.
that page. Like go down to sushi cats.
They're
which one?
amazing. They're only $8 on the Kigurumi shop.
Sushi cat.
On the
Oh
side.
my god. I need it.
Did you look at the? Did you click on the keychains and see the box that it comes in?
Where's the box?
Okay, we're gonna go.
Oh god.
Did you just say
Why am I sushi?
a ton away?
Why am I
I
sushi?
told you this was the.
Oh my god, I need to buy like 10
I-
of these.
I need to get one of these
We need to
for
go
my
up.
kids.
Go up.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I need this. Why would
My
you show
kids
me
would-
this?
My kids would love
Turn
these.
to the left. Turn to the left.
Oh man.
Neko Sushi.
Why am I sushi?
Okay.
And it's crying diamonds.
This is great. There's I want the second version once more though.
Oh my god.
Neko
You
Sushi.
were
Oh,
right.
this is amazing.
And they were.
This
above.
is awesome.
Oh, this is D&D right
When
now.
you're in the desert,
So in the second one,
start to get, like,
there's a cat with a hat, and he's got a money.
keep the river
Yep.
in sight and fly over it.
Has a money
And
what?
Cool down pretty quickly.
Cape.
Oh,
Or I guess
money
it's like the topping, but it's just money.
That's an alpha wyvern.
Where?
And that's in the
Right.
sushi cats
Yeah, the box version too.
Fly away from it.
box
I
version.
am
Oh, I
flying
see.
away from it as
I
fast
honestly
Oh,
kind
the-
of want this.
the
I
hat?
really kind of
Oh,
want
that's
this
great.
this walrus one.
8 of our
The walrus one.
The
I'm having a really hard
suit.
time saying no to the walrus.
Goddamn.
The walrus
I'm
Kigurumi.
gonna stop for Stan right over here.
Why-
Did you guys
why
even look at that one?
Yes, I did.
Send it.
It's because it's got the double sleeves, so I can wear it like gloves.
For square rocks. Oh, this rock.
I'm just cosplaying.
Oh my God.
$63.
You look at the cat caps.
I no.
You guys see this?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I
one.
saw that one. I saw that.
Oh my god. Looking at the cat caps, there's one that just has this pathetic look on its face. Oh.
Cat caps.
Oh man.
Oh man, I gotta get one of these. I gotta put this on my cat and just look at the fucking Persian, the black Persian.
That's
Just like
what I'm
why?
talking Like, why am I forced to live this life?
Oh man.
Oh man, this is fantastic.
This is
I don't understand why these were a thing, but I love it.
How can you not?
That is a lot of birds.
Like, why is there sitting cats?
Would you, you and your sister need to go to bed.
Oh my god.
I'm still on this Kigurumi kick. I don't know. I really want one.
I need these.
That poor cat.
Oh man.
Oh my god, that's
Another,
adorable.
sunken
Shiba Inu.
That's
Those are
adorable.
great. Oh.
I like the meditation ones. Did you see the meditation?
No. Where's that one?
Here, I'm sending it to both of you.
Oh yeah, I just saw that. The fucking pug face boxes. That box is so good.
What the fuck are these?
They're cats in meditative poses.
Oh, meowditation.
Hmm?
I get it
I
now.
was looking just this spot, but there's a cat here.
Which you said there's a pug?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you go to the blind boxes tab, there's like these pug cube blind boxes, and
I don't like boxes.
okay, I'll just link it to
No,
you.
no, I'm there.
Mark!
Pug cube.
Mark!
Oh my god.
Sure the cat? No.
Mark!
Forte!
Forte!
What?
The Lego
Hippopotamus.
Hippos!
Oh my god.
Oh, this is awesome.
Cat and blanket blind box fig.
Yep.
Oh my god, the pug cubes have little buttholes.
Do they really?
Yeah, they do.
Holy shit.
Well, this is a pretty spot.
What is this website?
Oh my
I don't know. I'm gonna
God,
look for a
this
shark Kigurumi.
Birds are.
is Yuri on ice
Next
figures.
to water. It's on the,
Need one for. I need one in men's sizes. Can I get one in men's sizes?
You have birds that are fighting.
They have
I'll be a shark.
knapsack kigurumis.
Yeah,
I'll
Oh
be a
my
shark.
God.
Is Domino the last one?
yeah.
Did any of you guys watch Skullface bookseller Honda-san?
Mm-mm.
You guys need to watch Skullface bookseller Honda-san.
Alright.
What's
Whoa.
that? That's an
Huh?
ichthyosaur. In the
a
pond.
Pond? Are you sure there's not a big hole in there?
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
I think it just beached itself.
Oh, there's nowhere
Yeah,
convenient.
it just beached itself. It died.
Oh, okay. There's nowhere good to build over here.
Like, crystal in that water.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't wear these, they're not tall enough.
Are you a tall boy?
I'm 6'5".
Jesus Christ.
What about...
My papa was 6'9".
This little like island thing over here.
Are you descended from the
Oh, I see the
trolls
cat
of the
you're talking
mountain?
about.
Mhm.
Okay.
Looks like an old ruin.
That's cool.
Could be
Have
cool.
Bad things?
Could be terrible.
Yeah, I have to get Stan back.
Their XL only goes to 5'1".
the double XL wouldn't fit me.
Where are the sizing charts?
This is a different site.
Oh, it's a different site.
I'll send it to
Yeah, this is extra large. The chest size is a 52.
Look at all the birds.
That would,
If I have a tight squeeze,
barely
I think I can get everything
fit
in
me.
spot.
Okay. I kind of like the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
So
See
for the
your
waist
mate.
sizes, I would need a medium for my waist and a triple XL for my chest.
Isolated from all the predators on the other side.
Yeah.
This is dumb.
Gotta go get my Kigurumi custom tailor.
Probably not.
Yeah, please.
I mean, they're meant to be big.
Yeah, I would need a huge one.
And then you just wrap yourself up and go to sleep.
Tight squeeze.
Yeah.
It's not that tight. I think you can get it all in.
All right, so how about that bounty board?
There's a Kigurumi salesman.
Do they have a Captain America one?
Oh my god. Okay, okay,
Awfulness down there.
okay. Oh.
What I like about this is it definitely gives us a jumping off point.
I'm sitting
for
here staring at this thing,
planning to
just
go
completely
there.
drawing a blank. So, listen, we didn't do very much. We kind of just finished what happened last time, but we're missing one of the members.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you wanted to stop anyway. This isn't
I
like
was
a-
So I thought that stuff was going to progress in such a way that you guys would have just carried on to Sword Keep. The paladin would have gone to the people there, tried to do ascending, and then go do a rescue, like a
Trying to
search
see.
party. But
Pardon me?
things
Trying to
things didn't go that way. So everybody is
Couldn't
grouped
see
together again,
Through the-
and I think it would be better if we stopped so that everybody can be here. Because I don't want to play his character. Because I don't want to play his character because I have no idea what his character is going to do.
He doesn't know what his character's gonna do. He like rolls dice for himself and decides, all right, I do this shit now.
What personality is coming to the surface this time?
the lack of consistency makes it so that he's not here. I don't know what to do. But I think I have a fairly good way to get you guys to Cragwar, especially given the contact you made, because the Silver Flame is a friendly force here, particularly those of the martial bent.
Join the cult, get the girl.
It's not a cult.
That's how they get you.
I mean, what's wrong with going on crusade? As long as I have her next to me.
So, the most recent crusade that the Silver Flame performed,
Pretty fucking recent.
it was recent, very recent. It was a cleansing of lycanthropes. And on
Sounds so fun.
Corvair, lycanthropes are almost completely extinct.
Should totally make a lycanthrope.
How long is fairly recent?
Let me look up the timeline. I
was
think
like
it was
3 months
within-
ago.
No.
Yeah. For the date that we're using, it's really recent.
The Lycanthropic Inquisition was... No. It ended in 880.
That's a while ago then.
So, just before the last war. So, like 100 years. But...
That's not even close to recent.
It is recent when you consider that the Silver Flame's been around for like thousands of years.
Yeah, it's like saying, yeah, China recently had a switch in its government.
Okay, yes. The
You see what I'm getting at now?
The samurai were recently overthrown.
Yeah. There was recently a sword ban issued in Japan. Just a couple hundred years ago.
wonder how a
However, because it's been 100 years, people have kind of forgotten how bad it was and are calling for a new purge.
yes. So I get the girl and get a slay heretics.
What are you talking about?
I
wanna
mean,
do
I
like-
myself am a heretic. And
So
they're
if I have resistance from raging and then I'm a Lycan, do I get immunity to non-magic weapons?
No, resistance doesn't stack. Just like
doubles.
advantage and disadvantage doesn't stack.
it triples.
I've
Unless you're an
always
elf.
used in my head, like I use advantage like fractions. It's like if you get it from one source and it cancels out and you get it from a different source, then it like reiterates.
So I don't like that. I don't like that, like doing stuff like that, because it's a slippery slope to go back to the 3rd edition of stacking all of
Yeah.
these different modifiers.
Yeah, that's fair. You know, I just elven accuracy. It's a fucking
Yeah.
meme.
Did that go? Oh,
Yeah, you can take that.
Elven accuracy and luck dice and divination. Well, divination's different.
There you go.
What's the
Alright.
halfling one?
side.
Halfling luck,
Yeah.
Look,
bountiful luck. It's like anybody around you that rolls a 1 gets to reroll it.
So there's 34 chapters translated of that manga I sent.
Yep, I'm gonna read them tonight. You know, I really wish that I had had the foresight not to drink 2 coffees and take a caffeine pill,
Why would you do that?
because I am dumb.
Fair enough.
I'm an intelligent person, but I make dumb decisions frequently.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear that.
I am a sleepy boy.
I really want a good shark.
sleepy
humor.
boy.
Why do I feel like I'm shaming myself for wanting a fucking shark onesie?
Great. Yeah, Leo keeps waking me up really early.
You're a sleepy boy every night and day. Wind is on your face. Sleepy boy.
There's no wind. Well, I guess I have my
I'm
fan.
a fan. What are you talking
Artificial
about? There's always
wind.
Running-
Fake wind.
running
Are
with
you
your
saying
car,
natural wind is just farts?
Running in
Yeah.
your car, running in your dreams every night. Born to overtake, born to race into overdrive.
I don't run. You're funny though.
I wish I could run. I miss being able to run.
Okay, I think I'm gonna go say goodnight to Leo, and then go to sleep.
Okay.
All right.
Because if I go say goodnight, he gets mad and will come and get me until I say goodnight.
Oh my god, one of my cats is so bad about that stuff.
Yeah, my cat's like, you fell asleep before me? Let me wake you back up. Psh!
It's so funny. Like he has to check and make sure I'm here in the morning. It's like he's afraid I'll be gone. Just every morning at like 9 o'clock, he runs upstairs and his sister runs up after him, yelling,
5? Should be 4.
"Let's see you guys."
Oh, no,
All right, take it easy.
Oh, it is 5. Fuck.
Oh man, those
I wonder how many we can cram into one thing.
that website.
We can, like,
I am
Finish
bit
tomorrow.
like before my next like long term deployment
Deployment.
thing. I am definitely gonna get one of these things.
That and your body pillow.
That and my body pillow. And you know what? It's probably gonna be the Mega
and we
Man.
can,
No, you
Yeah.
know what? Not the Mega Man because it like there's only one arm.
yeah. Let me take the
Well,
wall
actually,
out
hang
real
on.
quick.
Let me look at it real quick.
You just need to take the door wall.
Okay, no, the arm comes off. Like the cannon comes off.
Think that's big enough?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be the Mega Man then. That's fucking awesome. I can't get over that.
You call. I was going to suggest one at a time, but okay.
I'm going to. I just want to get them all to land here where.
definitely get 2 in with Domino and maybe a third one. For sure.
Close the door.